KIRO News Time, 5:39. Guess it's time to get the old newspapers and wrap up the glasses and clear out the closets and stuff, Greg.
Yeah, you know, we talk about the boating season beginning tomorrow. You know what begins tomorrow? The moving season. The people in the moving and storage industry say that almost half of the people who move every year move between May 1st and Labor Day weekend. I guess summertime's an easier time to move. Kids are out of school and so forth. And the Mayflower Company has some interesting statistics about this, including some that involve us in the Northwest. First of all, 20% of all Americans move every year.
Really?
Yeah. And more people are moving out of California now than are moving into California. And that increase, it's increasing. An estimated 1 million people left California last year. And while many of them leave for points all over the country, Mayflower says it appears that an even larger share are heading this way. States of Oregon and California are continuing to be popular areas for Californians to relocate.
Oregon and Washington.
That's what I meant, Oregon and Washington.
Yeah. So, no surprise. I guess perception is reality in this case.
You know, it rains a lot here. It really does.
Maybe we should tell them. KIRO News Time, 5:40.
KIRO News Radio, live on KTZZ. Will return with Wayne Cody on sports.
KIRO News Time, 5:41. I'll look at sports here. You want some mood music, dream music?
Yeah, I need some. We're doing a little shtick here, a little piece of business. We're taking the clock. Let me get the stem here. Okay. We're moving it forward to 2:39 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
2:39.
Okay, so we're in a little
May
dream
1st.
sequence here. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
And down the stretch they come. Out in front is Union City with Pat Valenzuela. Personal Hope moves up on the inside. Silver of Silver. And down the stretch, it is Bull in the Heather winning the Kentucky Derby.
This is a dream, isn't it?
Well, what can I say? Bull in the Heather. Remember that tomorrow. Good horses. They drew them yesterday morning. I was there a year ago. First Derby. Boy, I had a great time. I got to go back someday. I really do. But they draw the little peas like it's a cup like, you play pool and you put the little peas in there and you shake them up and you draw them out one at a time. Storm Tower got the rail. Not a good place to be in a 19-horse field. They could all crunch in on you. 9-2 odds. Kissin' Chris. Truth of It All. Union City. You can pick one of these, Bill, if you see anybody you like. Prairie Bayou, one of the favorites at 5-2, will be in the number 5 hole. Sea Hero, Personal Hope. Rockamundo, that horse that paid $200, $300, and $400 when it won the Derby at Arkansas. He's in the number 8 spot. 20-1, by the way. Silver of Silver. Then my boy, Bull in the Heather, number 10. Then we got Toss of the Coin, Misiello, Wild Gale, Ragtime Rebel could win it. Dixieland Heat is 15-1. That horse could win. Walenda, Corby, Diazo, El Bacan on the outside in the number 19 position.
Does Bill Shoemaker have a horse in there? Isn't he training a horse?
Oh, now you caught me. Yeah, he is training a horse, and I forget who it is.
And Gary Stevens is riding back there?
Gary Stevens is on Personal Hope, one of the favorites at 7-2.
Well, that's what I meant
Now,
to say.
if you want to take the field, you get, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. You get 8 horses if you bet the number 12 position, the field, because, they've only got 12 numbers up there. So if you take number 12, you get, 7 horses. So I don't care. You tell me later who you want, but I like, as you know, number 10, Bull in the Heather. Oh, what else is going on? Oh, big mini camp for the Seahawks this weekend. Steve Thomas fills us in.
All the Seahawks veterans, the 8 draft choices, and about 20 free agents will begin two-a-day sessions for Coach Tom Flores at minicamp today with an emphasis on how to rebuild that offense. The coaches will eye the Dan McGuire versus Rick Meyer battle for starting quarterback, plus how the veteran free agents, Farrell Edmonds, Kelvin Martin, Mitch Farad, and Ray Donaldson can strengthen the offense, a unit that was decimated by injuries in 1992. Camp continues through Monday. We'll have live reports each day here on KIRO. I'm Steve Thomas, KIRO Sports.
Seattle Mariners at the house that Ruth built tonight up in the Bronx in Yankee Stadium. Keep your head down getting there, but once you get there, you're all right. John Cummings will go. This wire, for weeks, has done that to me. I don't know why. They keep calling the kid Steve. It's John. Anyway, he's 0-3 against the Yankees. Melito Perez 0-1. That'll be a 4:30 start, 4:06 airtime here on KIRO News Radio 710. NBA started last night, the playoffs. Boston beat Charlotte. Cleveland over New Jersey. Houston defeated the Los Angeles Clippers, and San Antonio beat Portland by 1 in Portland. The Sonics play the Jazz tonight at the Coliseum. I'm Wayne Cody. That's KIRO Sports.
And here are some of the headline stories at this point in the day. 2 Northwest Airport managers agree with the need to expand Sea-Tac.
President Clinton today will unveil his program to allow college students to repay some school loans with community service work.
It took an hour to pry a man off the gates of Buckingham Palace, thanks to the kind of glue he used. This sounds very odd. We'll tell you about it in 9 minutes. I'm Bill Yend with Greg Hersholt. Our editor is Dan Restione. Still no traffic problems. We're in pretty good shape in spite of the rain and the puddles out there this morning. It is really not a very pleasant day so far.
You're watching KIRO News Radio, live on KTZZ.
KIRO News time 5:47.
The managers of airports in 2 Washington cities say the longer a new runway at Sea-Tac is delayed, the worse air travel will become. News Radio's Bill Gallant has more.
Bill Connolly of Port Angeles boarded a commuter plane at 7:50 a.m. this week for Seattle, spent 3 hours in meetings, and was back in his office by 1:30 p.m. Bruce Loy of Yakima recently took a United Express commuter plane to Seattle, switched to United Jet just 3 gates away, and flew on to Washington, D.C. But both Connolly and Loy say delays in building a 3rd runway at Sea-Tac may put an end to such flights. While much of the debate on expanding Sea-Tac has centered on noise problems from area residents, people in other parts of the state are worried that their main access to the world may be cut off or sharply reduced. Bill Gallant, KIRO News Radio 710.
Of course, the Puget Sound Regional Council voted unanimously yesterday in favor of pursuing a 3rd runway at Sea-Tac if a site for a new regional airport can't be found within 3 years. The mayors of a couple of cities near Sea-Tac say they're not surprised by the support shown for a new runway. But Normandy Park Mayor Stuart Creighton tells us he doesn't think it's realistic to find a site for a new airport in just 3 years.
It took the city of Auburn 3.5 years just to go through the environmental process for the large mall they're going through. Citing something as complex as a major supplemental airport is a lot more complex than a 3-year process.
Burien's Mayor Arun Jarveri is very happy with the vote because he's confident a new regional airport will be built and the proposed Sea-Tac runway won't be necessary. But Creighton predicts when 1996 rolls around, little progress will have been made. The state of Washington has filed suit against the owner of a Seattle travel agency, claiming it collected money for cruises that never happened. Assistant Attorney General Janet Reese says consumers paid almost $250,000 in all for cruises that they never got. Still unclear exactly how many consumers were involved. The lawsuit against Dolores Wyman alleges violations of consumer protection, travel and security, and investment laws. The state closed her office downtown, an office known as Moment Notice Travel, last Monday.
You're watching KIRO News Radio, live on KTZZ.
At the moment, 48 in the rain in downtown Seattle. Say our KIRO highway helper is out there on the road, and that's a service of Chevron. Charlie Fiano, the driver, fixing up the cars, and Chevron invites Mariner fans to start collecting their favorite Mariner player Team Star photo baseballs. They're only $2.99 each. You get them with an 8-gallon fill-up at participating Chevron stations. KIRO News time, 5:55. You're looking around for an interesting story. All you have to do is look to London. They always have something weird going on.
This is the story about a convicted killer who glued himself to the gates of Buckingham Palace after giving his guard the slip. The Daily Mirror reports that 31-year-old Joe Steele was stuck to the gates of Queen Elizabeth's London home with quick-drying glue for an hour yesterday before ambulance and fire crews managed to pry him off. Steele was wearing a T-shirt depicting Christ's crucifixion and proclaimed his innocence, saying, "Like Christ, I have been crucified for something I didn't do." Steele is a native of Scotland. He was found guilty of killing a family of 6 after setting fire to a house, and he escaped from his guard during a compassion visit to his mother over the weekend. He glued his right hand and then handcuffed his left hand to the palace gates. Ironically, on the same day that Queen Elizabeth announced that she's going to open up Buckingham Palace to paying visitors this year.
KIRO News time, 5:56. Now a look at the morning's headline stories.
This is Phil Johnson. Washington State is very well represented on a federal panel whose purpose is to help the airline industry.
An apartment unit in Seattle's University District continues to burn at this hour, disrupting traffic on 12th Northeast.
The possibility of Mount Rainier erupting has one nearby town preparing for the worst.
Saturday could be decision day on U.S. policy toward Bosnia. We'll hear more on that next from CBS News.